Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, and I do, reach out to me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. It's in the description below. Reach out to me directly at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing what might be the most exciting new dive watch of 2020. This is the Breitling Superocean Heritage 57 Limited Edition II, a follow-on to the original 250-piece edition. This one featuring a distinctive blue ambiance as well as the original limited edition's rainbow dial, was a special to benefit COVID workers on the front lines in some of the hotspots around the world. So the money went to a good cause, and the watch was superb. It is modeled on the 1957 Breitling Superocean Reference 1004, which was the first Superocean model and Breitling's first true dive watch. You can see that it's 42 millimeters in diameter by 10 millimeters thick. From lug to lug, it measures 45.8 millimeters, which is remarkably short across the wrist for a diver, and then has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, this 1,000-piece limited series for a good cause, well, it suits me perfectly. As you can see down the barrel, the lugs don't come anywhere near the edge of my wrist. Over the top, likewise, plenty of clearance. The cuff shot, although the bezel is cantilevered significantly, the fact that it's only 10 millimeters thick means that it really does slide underneath just about any dress cuff. And you could see, as I pull my sleeve up, how easily this would slide underneath any kind of a shirt sleeve. Now, the timepiece is mounted on a mesh bracelet. Mesh bracelets are true to the era, the late 50s, early 60s, but this conforming profile where the bracelet actually snugs up against the case and closes the gap creates a pleasing integration that may not be common to the late 50s, early 60s, when straight bar interfaces were more common. The bracelet is silky, and as you can see, it is very fluid, comfortable on the wrist in a way that metal rarely is. It feels almost like a band of silk or cotton. The timepiece does include a twin trigger release double folding clasp, which is better than the 1957 original would have enjoyed. Oh, and just take note that there are pin-fixed individual removable links within the bracelet. So though it appears to be a continuous band of metal, you do actually have quite a few small individual links, so you can take out one at a time until it is perfectly adjusted to fit your size. The case band characteristic, I should say, of late 50s divers in that it is very slim and it has minimal beveling. Narrow case bands are characteristic of mid-century watch designs from the 20th century, and this sliver is almost tonneau-like in its dramatic camber across the wrist. The lugs are spare, handsomely tapered and squared off at their ends. It's true to vintage form, as is the no-guard crown, which is oversized in a combination of media blasted and polished. The bezel has a knurling outboard and a feature that was common to early dive watches, which is bidirectional rotation. So while this is an ISO 6425 watch in the modern era, it is a dive homage timepiece. Now, the bezel, in addition to being bidirectional rotating, has a concave profile that you can see well from this angle and a ceramic insert, so though it looks vintage, that material, the ceramic, is very hard to scratch. Like the original 1004, it features minimal calibration, indices rather than numbers on the bezel. There is a sapphire crystal, which has a little bit of a domed camber to it to look like a plexiglass, but it's not as scratch prone as a plexiglass. What sets the Superocean Heritage 57 Limited Edition II apart from the Limited Edition 1, other than the edition number, is the fact that the 1 had a black dial and the 2 has this lush blue sunburst metallic dial, which I happen to prefer as it's a perfect match for the bezel. Now, you also have applique indices, which are upscale and polished with an array of rainbow colors, which I absolutely adore. And if you look closely, you can see that the colors are actually arrayed opposite each other as they would be on a color wheel, which is excellent attention to detail by Breitling. The timepiece is handsome, evocative, and charming. 100 meters water resistant. You can see this is the Superocean Heritage 57. It has inside its 100-meter water resistant case what Breitling calls a caliber 10, which is basically a Sellita SW300 automatic, a Sellita version of an ETA 2892A2. Automatic winding bidirectional. It has a 42-hour power reserve. It has a hacking or stop seconds function. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. and its 42-hour power reserve plays out on 25 pivot joules. It is also adjusted in 5 positions and is the highest grade of SW300, a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. As this is a 100-meter water-resistant watch, it has one quirky feature, which is that the crown is a press-down, not a screw-down, another vintage nod along with the bidirectional rotating bezel. The coolest new dive watch that's not a dive watch of 2020. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Rainbow Riot of the Breitling Superocean Heritage 57 Limited Edition II by Night.